Great day to you people. This is Sam, South Carolina Happy Bees, and we're going to start today with hive number 107 East Fence. It's a double deep 8, and we're going to go in there to see how they're doing today. And we'll be changing the camera as we go here. I'm not sneaking up on them. I'm not scared of them. We're going to knock on the top, let them know we're here. You don't want no mistakes like we had on the other one. I forget talking about it anymore because we ain't doing it. Take the top off. It has very few bees on it. No bugs. No food. Take their rim off of here, which is a that was another one I did, which is a honey super box. We have a piece on this one that came off we're going to have to repair. The bees under there, no beetles, no bugs, no pollen, no candy. People still ask me about the peppermint candy. The other one I kept saying pollen candy or pollen patty. But this is peppermint candy we put on these things to help control the beetles. And I think that it helps control the mites too. Now that's just my personal opinion. I haven't heard anything about it, but that's just what I think. We're scraping this wax here off the top that the bees put around the feed ring. Okay. Take this first one off. Somebody asked me about the boxes. He said he worked mostly 5-frame boxes, and that's what I do now. I started off with these 10 frames, and I don't do too many 10 frames anymore. And after about the first, second year, I started with the nukes making splits. And very few, there were 20 years ago, there wasn't a whole lot out there on the internet and stuff, so, and selling nuke boxes. So I went to bsource.com and checked their plans on building stuff. And on the 5-frame box they had from outside to outside was 9 inches. Inside was 7.5 inches. And I built those because that's what they said was right. And after a while I found out, once I started working with the nukes and letting them build up and everything, it took about another year. I found out that what I needed to do was, instead of 9 inches on the outside, I needed a minimum of 9 3/8. And on the inside, instead of being 7.5, was 7 7/8. Yep, 7 7/8. And some of them I'd build 7 3/4, and you know, different things. But the 7 3/8 worked out pretty good, and that way I could take the frames, pull them out, because they're going to build a propolis in between the little wing things here. And they do the same thing on this 10. And I started making my 10s bigger. They're just working on that. But they build a propolis. This is not very bad. But they build a propolis along here. Now you don't want to always take too much propolis off it. And if they got a little bit of room, you want to leave that propolis, because that propolis is kind of like their medicine cabinet. But back to what we're doing. This is a frame that we built, and they're working on the foundation. You can see my bees are very calm. They're sitting up here looking at me right now saying, "Gee, Dad, you gonna bring us food?" And yeah, I'm gonna bring them food. Kind of like this one here. The box is bigger than it was supposed to be. They, what, 16 1/4, and I add another 3/8 to it. This one here's got nectar in it. That's got nectar on both sides. But see how they built, they've got propolis on the corners here. And they're building it out. And like I say, that's their medicine cabinet, so you don't want to take all their propolis from them. And they fill the ends down here with propolis. Just stick them together so they don't move. We're going to come back here and check these things, make sure that y'all can see. Okay. Don't need telling y'all something if you can't see what we're doing. This one here is a frame that they're building on and working on. And they have nectar on both sides. This one here, they got honey on it. So we're going to stick it back in the house. We're out here early this morning because the humidity is not bad. Later on today, it's supposed to get real bad. About 1 o'clock, Sam will probably be about done out here until about 5 or 6. This one here has nectar, honey, and bees. So we may be needing to add them another box here soon for honey stores. Another thing, somebody was asking me about the screen bottom board, on why I didn't like screen bottom board, if I'd explain it a little bit more. I'm not going to do it right now with this box. I'm just letting you know that's coming up. And I'll be letting you know why I don't like screen bottom boards. This one here has brood, larvae, and some older eggs. And they're building on the foundation down there. That's on both sides. Got a little pollen, a little nectar on it, but they like to keep the food close to the babies. We're going to stick it back here. Remember, you don't stick them and slide them down. You stick them off a little bit and then bring them in. But if you build your own boxes, just add a little bit of width to it, not the length. You can't do the length now. You add length to it, you're going to mess it up. Well, there we go. This one here has brood, honey, eggs, larvae, same thing on that side. Put it down, leave a little gap between here. Slowly bring them in, make sure there's no bees in between the little places there where they hit. This one here. You hold your frame over your beehive. So if the bees fall off it, if it's got a queen on it, she falls off, she falls back in the hive. This one here has nectar, not much pollen. It has brood and larvae. And eggs. Side here, that's the same thing. It has a queen cup right here. It's just a place where the engineers go to work and play. Engineers in the beehive is kind of like, you know, you go to school, become a good student, and the bees have the same thing, I believe. This is all my personal opinion, but I think they're like little people. And they do things. People could learn a lot from the bees. But anyway, they go to school, Then they have to do something to show the boss or the teacher how good they can do it. And that's what all those little balls are for. This one here they're not working on yet. No beetles. No bugs. I don't know if this is the one we changed the bottom on it or not last time. I think it is. I'll go back on the playlist on this one. Playlist number 107 East Fence, and see what we did before and how they looked before this. This one has nectar, honey, a few drone brood, they're making drones, so they're going to do something. It has a few drones walking around on there now. That was all laid up with stores, other than the drones. Hold it over the frame, over the hive. This one here has some pollen, not much, but a little bit of pollen. It has nectar. It has a little honey. Be another honey frame. And we're gonna put this back together. We're going to stick it over here, and when it all ends, I will put them another box on here, and then I'll take this one back around and fix this area that's broke off. But now this box here is probably 15, 16, could be 17 or 18 years old. So I guess, and right there is probably where I used to pull them up. Hey girls, okay. You know it's me. Y'all down a little bit better. You can see the bees a little bit better. One of the box I built, and you gotta watch how you do it. I don't build these boxes like this anymore. I had some people ask me, who paints your boxes and stuff like that. My wife painted this one. That's back when she could do it. She's not too good at painting anymore. She's good at painting, but she's not painting. Her body won't let her. This one here is got stores. That's a good brood frame, but they decided to put stores in it, and that's okay. This one here. Stuck. There we go. It has nectar, and they're working on it. Had a couple of drones walking around. When I was talking about the little bells for the queen, that's this thing. Let's see, right here, it's in the shade. But they build these, and once they build that now, they don't like building wax around it. So I pull them off so they'll continue going down. Bottom could be cleaned. We haven't cleaned this one yet. See how the crocus is building out there? That's built out maybe not quite an eighth. But we have room on this one, so we're not going to. This one here has some drones, so they're thinking about swarming. It has drone cells. It has some pollen. There's the white queen. Right here. So she found there laying drone. She thinks she's out of room. So we're going to have to fix her on that one. Little white queen. That one guy commented about he'd never heard of a white queen before. White queen is the last year's queen. She's overwintered one winter. This one here now, it has brood, eggs, all worker brood and all worker eggs. Now what we could do, we have another little queen thing over here. They're not queen cells yet. Pull it off. Stick her back in there. You may take this frame from up here that we're not working on and put down here, which we'll probably do that. That way they can go ahead and build it out. Maybe we won't. She doesn't need anything right now. She's still got some stuff here to build out. She's got all those frames to finish up. And they have brood and larvae. Probably some eggs. Yep, there's some eggs in them. They're festooning down here, which means they're building it on out. And they'll bring this all in, and then they'll fill out that whole foundation or whole frame with foundation like they did the other. This right here is the propolis that they got. Now that's a good 1/4 inch built out. You have to clean it off sometime because you figure you got 8, 10, 5 boxes in there. And if they're built out, you know, 1/8 inch, and you got 10 frames, they're built out 1/8 inch on both sides. That's 1/4 inch. So you got a 1/4, you got a hit. It builds up quick. It makes them real tight. This one is brood, larvae, and pollen, and eggs. Same thing on that side. Pretty, huh? That's something else with queens. People think, well, my queen's a year old, I've got to replace her. Nah. I don't even like selling my year-old queens because after a year, they're just getting good. And they done gone through one winter, so you know they're hardy. This one has brood. Bee bread. Pollen. And I believe there's some eggs in there too. Yep. So she's a good queen after a year. figure the first year they're just learning. We got some here that's a couple of years old, 3 years old. Some blue ones. I got a couple of them that are slowing down. Some of them that they're still just doing fantastic. Now this one here is loaded up with pollen mostly. It has some brood. That brood there, down here, once it hatches out, they'll be putting pollen in. There's a little girl here bringing in pollen. A couple of them up here with pollen. So they'll be putting pollen in that. They got it close to the babies. Here has brood. I got the sun over here on my left, people. That's why. This one here has brood and larvae. Girls bringing in pollen. That frame is laid up, mostly with bees and babies and brood and stuff. Oh, we got something down here. Now this is what a queen cell will start looking like right here. Now if they're down the bottom, people call those swarm cells. But the queen cells are all swarm cells to me. There's nothing in that. So we're going to take it down. They don't need it. I don't want to give no suggestions right now. Kind of late in the year for my bees to be swarming, especially my white queens. Yeah, that's laid up all the way down to here. And they may have been something in those queen cells, but I mean queen cups, but they don't need them. And we're going to change the bottom on this one today. Maybe this is the one that I changed it before. So we're going to change the bottom on this and change this box over here. The top box with the busted part. And we're not going to put y'all through all that. This one here has pollen and stores. And this right here is what I was talking about earlier. You see this queen cell or queen cup? They're not building here. Take that out and they'll probably fill it in. So that's going to be about it, people, as far as I'm going to put y'all through Kara. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope you learned a little something. So go ahead and give me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. If you didn't like it, let me know why, so I can fix it. That's what helps everybody. Got a question? Ask me a question. I'm more than happy to answer it. Well, watch the video before you start asking questions. Y'all have a great day. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to work on this one. Y'all have a great day. Be safe. Beginning of a week. We'll see you next week too. Take care of yourself. Give us a comment. Thumbs up. Subscribe. Thumbs up. That's about it. Y'all have a marvelous day today. We'll talk with you next time. Bye.